Hello. um, where do I start? Honestly, the world is broken. The world is broken. All the systems, all the healthcare systems, all the local authority systems are all broken. And their brokenness is breaking me, I can tell you. So we've just hacked off with everyone, and they're all so stupid. Well, most of them. Most of them. So, so anyway, like I was saying, my mum, the therapist forgot about her. So now, as I predicted, um, she's her mobility, it's affecting her mobility. So the likelihood is that she won't be able to use a standing frame anymore. So this is the other thing, like I've been trying to get to um be there when the physios are there, seeing my mum, and they literally ring me the morning that they're going, and it's like I've got plans, I've got a life. Well, kind of. I haven't really at the moment, and my life is revolving around sorting out all my mum's stuff, but I'm very busy doing that. And they ring me in the morning and say, so they rang me last Friday. No, they rang me on Wednesday last Wednesday, say they were going, and could I go? And I couldn't because I was sorting out my mum's furniture. She was getting it delivered. So then they said they were. There was one reason why I couldn't go on Wednesday, and then they wanted me to go on Friday, and that was the day that I was getting my mum's furniture moved from some of her furniture moved from my house to the care home because she wanted some of it just in her room. Um, she seemed really happy about that after we'd done it, but now she's gone back to how she was before. Um, so so anyway, then they don't ring me to either update me or tell me when they're going next, or even just a little voicemail just to say, "Oh, we'll ring you when." Then I suddenly get this message this morning. We're going today at 2:30. So I had to drop everything that I'd got planned because I wasn't planning on going there today. I was going to finish sorting out all the stuff in my mum's bungalow because that then meant they were meant to be doing the clearance of the bigger furniture tomorrow. But to be honest, I wasn't feeling very well this morning, and so I decided to postpone that. So that gave me a bit of a breather, but so I've put that off until Monday because I've decided that I'd extend the notice for another week because I won't get everything done. And I've decided there's no point killing myself. So obviously I've got high blood pressure because my blood pressure's gone back up because I've not been able to go to the gym because hardly at all because I'm going to the tip constantly or taking stuff here, there, and everywhere, carrying heavy bags, and it's exhausting me. It's making me feel not very well. So and my blood pressure is sky high again. So I'm not putting myself at risk, not killing myself to get it done just for the sake of 30 quid. So so that's what I decided to do. So I changed the appointment to Monday and went to that one. And they got us sat in the just so when I went last Monday when the OTs were there, they said they wanted to just sit in the bucket chair. That's one of their chairs. I asked if she could sit in the high back chair, which is in a room, the one that she brought from home, and she said no. Um, and when I got here there today, she was sat in her chair with her legs dangling, so feet weren't supported, which is that's what causes the pain in her legs. She'd no shoes on, she'd no slippers on, she's got bare feet just dangling in midair. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's just basic care. And they're really starting to get on my nerves now. It's only certain ones that do that. So they're only like young. They're nice enough, but they just need a bit of direction. They just need to think. Would you like to be left with your legs dangling in midair with no shoes or socks on or slippers? It's undignified. And my mum won't ask them for it because she thinks they should need to be mind readers, but they should know. And she wasn't sat on a pressure cushion. So I thought, oh, this is actually quite good because then the therapist can see what she's like. So they weren't very happy with that, and they did tell the care home that she needed to be on a pressure cushion and that she needed to have her feet on a footrest. But they shouldn't need to tell them that. They should know that. So then he made the next appointment for next Monday, which is when I've arranged for them to come and do the house clearance. But hopefully they'll do the house clearance in the morning, and then he's made the appointment as late as possible in the afternoon. So anyway, then while I was there, somebody was trying to ring me a private number. So I thought maybe it was the social worker to start with. But then when I've got home, it's a voicemail from the person at the housing. Oh. So I handed my notice in for my mum's tenancy on the 7th of July. So I'd filled the form in. They photocopied the LPA. And then she said, oh, we need an email from the care home manager to confirm that she's a permanent resident there. So she wrote the email address down. So I then texted that to the care home manager, and she said she sent an email straight away. No problem. 2 days later, the care home manager texted me to say that the email had bounced. So I double checked the email with her, and she'd used the one that I'd sent her. So I rang the housing, and the woman who answered the phone on the main switchboard confirmed that was definitely their email address. She didn't know why it had bounced. So she gave me an alternative email address, which I think that was just a general. So that's their general email address. So then never heard anything more about it. The care home manager that one didn't bounce. So assumed it had all gone through, and then 2.5 weeks later, so at the end of the 3rd week, when you give 4 weeks notice, I had this message left on my phone from this worker saying that they'd not received an email from the care home manager. So I rang them up. Well, I didn't ring them up to start with because I couldn't tell what she was saying on the phone, so I didn't really hear the number that she was leaving for me to contact her on. And she didn't ring me back, so I rang the main number, and they put me through to the right department, and this girl wasn't available. So I explained the situation to the woman who answered the phone, and she was like, oh, I don't know. She says, so I'll take the telephone number of the care home, and I'll get this person to ring the care home directly and speak to them. Okay, that makes sense, rather than going through me every single time. So So anyway, that was 2 days ago. And then this afternoon, she's rung me up again. That was what that phone call was. We've still not heard anything from the care home. So, and then I didn't listen to the rest of it because I think what she was saying was that the notice wouldn't be accepted for next Monday, which I want to extend it for a week anyway. But there's no way that they're gonna put another month on that because we've done everything that they've asked. So basically, they don't know where the email is. So I told them where they sent it to, and that we'd been asked to send it to that. And like two people I've spoken to about it, and they were like, "Well, we don't know how to get into those emails." So I said, "Well, why did she give me that email address in the first place?" I don't know. So then it's like, hello, and then the woman this afternoon that I did speak to tried to tell me that it was the care home's fault for must be their email system that's not accepting emails. I went, she's not having an email sent to them, it's them that's sending it to you. All right, yeah. And it's like, oh, hello. Does anybody actually know what they're doing? Has anybody actually got a brain cell? So anyway, so it seems that this situation hasn't happened before, which, you know, sound typical really for the whole situation with my mum. So everything seems to be more complicated than what it needs to be. So actually, absolutely fuming. So, so I've actually emailed this girl myself because why did she leave it to 2.5 weeks first of all before she's got in touch to let me know that there's no email there, and then another 2 days after I phoned up and she's been told to phone the care home directly. See, now the manager is on annual leave until Monday. So I've given her an email address for her to email them, and then hopefully they'll be able to reply to that email. It's just nobody seems. It's just ridiculous. Why do I have to do all of that? I shouldn't. Other than passing on the initial email address, I shouldn't need to get involved. They should be dealing with them directly, not through me, because then it just complicates everything. Nobody seems to know what to do. Nobody seems to. I just get on my nerves. So that's wound me up again. So that's made my blood pressure go up again. And I went to the doctor's yesterday, and I've got high cholesterol, high triglycerides. So my blood pressure come down to a reasonable kind of 130 over 80, low 80s. But that's when I was going to the gym regularly. I'm sure that's the thing that has the biggest effect. But at the moment, I'm going to go in the morning and then I'm going to try and go over the weekend. But it's just hard and also as well, I'd start the keto diet and fasting, and that is impossible to fit in at the moment because it's kind of a new diet, and it's that book Fast Like a Girl. So I have to count my macros, but in a different way to how I have been. So it's a lot of and like eating certain foods at certain times of the month for so many days and fasting so many hours for so many days, and it's just a bit complicated to be doing when I'm so busy and stressed and having to think about all these other things. So I am fasting. Yeah, like I say, my cholesterol and my triglycerides are up, and my protein in my urine, which could either be because I've been eating a high protein diet, or it could be because of my high blood pressure that's damaging my kidneys. So I'm a bit worried about that, really. So I've ordered some hawthorn berry tincture. That's meant to be really good for bringing blood pressure down, for lowering cholesterol, and for like protecting your kidneys. So fingers crossed. So I went to the doctor's giving me another few weeks. Says he'll retest my blood in 6 weeks and my urine. So he's been quite understanding actually for a doctor. You know, he's giving me a chance to try and bring it down. I think he was quite impressed that I'd got it down just with exercise and things before. I just need to get through this next couple of weeks so that I can get back into those lifestyle things again and just yeah. And then I tried to ring the social worker just to tell her what had been going on, and then she's off sick as well, so I've got no support there either. So I've got no support, basically, no support at all. And then I go in today, my mum's just being difficult and just being in on one of her down days where everything's really negative, and she keeps repeating these things that about where how she's not done anything, been anywhere, and gone downstairs for the last 4 days. Yet she went down yesterday. They got her up and they bathed her, and she went downstairs yesterday. Yeah, but that was just from there to there, and it's like, just shut up, just shut up. I'm doing enough for you as it is. I don't need to listen to that as well. Might sound really horrible, but I've just had enough of the whole situation. And all she does is go into, she feels bad that I'm not well, and she feels bad that I've got to do all of these things, but then she turns it into feeling sorry for herself, like a narcissist basically. So that's why she's on, I think that's why she's on this down day. Plus as well, she's had carers looking after her today that don't normally look after her. So she she's a bit funny like that. She knows she's lived on her own for a long time, but yeah, it's just a lot really. And then I've got to sort finances out. And they put the wrong name on. They didn't get a name right. So I emailed them, and then I got an email back. Oh, Maria, I'm so sorry. We'll send another letter out. Well, yeah, well, don't expect me to have it done, because I think they only give you like a couple of weeks to get sending all the relevant paperwork, like 6 months of bank statements and what have you. Don't be expecting me to do it in 2 weeks. So I need to email them and tell them that hopefully I'll have it done by the end of the month, like next month. And then once all that is, I just can't wait for all that to be done, because once all that's done, then hopefully things will get a bit better. I just feel really, really angry, really, really angry that something else has gone wrong with my mum's care, and I can't get to the bottom of whose fault it is. Because that, like, so when my mum first went there, she was told, I was told, well, I thought they'd got that piece of equipment, the standing frame, and I was told that it was the OTs that needed to. Usually they organise it from the hospital, and then when she was in the other place, she only had to wait 2 weeks for the physios to come out, and after 4 weeks, nobody had been out, and then she had the stroke, went into hospital again, and she was still okay at sitting in the chair when she came out of there, because they tried her in it when she was in hospital, and she was fine. But because she doesn't like using the hoist, if she's given a choice of getting out of bed, she won't get out of bed. So now her knees have seized up and she's getting foot drop. So she's actually becoming bedridden because of that. And like I say, the therapist, the, the stroke nurse came out the week after. My mum was discharged from hospital, but then they forgot about her. I mean, it's just constantly ridiculous. The care home are saying, so their therapist said that it was the therapist, well, therapists don't supply the equipment, it's up to the care home to buy it. Yet the care home are saying that they have an email saying that she's bedbound from the physio. So I don't know what's been said, but I've got a good mind actually to get subject access requests just to find out what exactly is communicated, because this is just something else to add to the list of things that have gone wrong. And it's not just a little thing, it's something that really affects her quality of life. Just being able, people just don't realize the impact that things have. Just being able to use a standing frame, to grab hold of it, stand up and transfer and sit down like that makes a huge difference to my mum. Might not make so much of a difference to the carers, but it makes such a big difference to my mum, because then she doesn't have to sit in that horrible hoist thing. But then you can't, as well. My mum never sort of spoke up and was just quite happy to stay in bed. And I kept saying to her, and I kept saying to the carers, my concerns and that she should be set out, and yet nobody listens to me. And the thing is, now I'm starting to feel like maybe I need to, once I've got all of this, everything sorted out, like the bungalow and the finances, maybe I should start taking a step back, because there's only so much I can do. And if it's making me ill, then what am I to do? I thought about bringing her here again, but she's a lot more dependent now. I don't think it would work. And I've just reached the end of I've reached my limit for stress, and I don't think I've got the tolerance anymore. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I've let her down, and but then I don't know what else I could have done. It's really hard. And that all these different professionals, they mean well, most of them. Um, they just come in and they do their little bit, and they don't think about the consequences. They don't feel. They don't. They only just see their little bit, and they don't really think about the wider implications. I don't know. It's hard because when I used to when I worked as a nurse, I would advocate for all my patients, and I always got them the best care, the best services. And I can't do that for my mum because they don't take me seriously half the time. I'm just a daughter. They know best. Unfortunately, though, they don't really, because I've been right every single time. The physio agreed with me today, actually. Not in those exact words, but yeah, he agreed with me that the reason why she's like she is now is because she's been left too long in bed. So, so yeah, something else to add to the list of things that have gone wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get through it eventually, but hopefully. I just I just like every morning I wake up, I'm like just grateful that I'm still like in one piece. I haven't had a stroke or anything. I'm not gonna wish that on myself at all. Um Hopefully my blood pressure will start coming down soon and I'll feel a bit better in myself. And then we can get some answers because that's the next thing I'll be looking for. Well, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.